Where's everybody? I see Annie and I see Eric. Good morning. I see Heather's shade visor. I see Jessica's pink Jeep top.
I'm here.
I see Fabi's green square around her name. I don't see Fabi though. She doesn't exist. Fabi doesn't exist today.
I am here.
Fabi's an enigma. An enigma. Well, good morning, Annie. Good morning, Eric. Good morning, Jess. Good morning, Heather. Good morning, Robin. Good morning, Aspen. Good morning, Dylan. Good morning, Gracie. Good morning, Audrey. Good morning, Mara. Good morning, Ryan. Good morning, Fabi. Good morning, Trey. Good morning, Dan.
Good morning.
We had a whole
Good
weekend.
morning.
Good morning.
Morning.
Good morning. Are we having a good day? It's a nice rainy day here in Tucson.
Yep.
Gonna make it a good day.
The day you have is the day you choose. Do you believe in that? I do. Let's hear some wins. What are the celebrations, the wins, or the awesomeness from the weekend?
I got three under
Yes.
contract.
3 under contract this weekend. There's 3. Okay.
I went under contract for the first time this weekend.
Yeah,
That's
you
what's
did.
up.
Aspen's first deal under contract.
Whoop, whoop.
Finally, it took me long enough.
I know you've only been licensed, what, 28 days? What the fuck took you so long?
Okay, yes, but like the whole process was insane.
Welcome to real estate, babes.
Yeah, yeah.
Woo.
Exciting.
Yep. So you weren't here last time I was gave my win about my health,
Yeah.
and it's not cancer. So I thank everybody for praying for me.
Cancer free. It worked.
Yep.
It
So,
worked.
it's a different issue. It's like a rare infection or
Okay.
benign. So that's what
Benign.
I'm dealing with right now.
Things can be fixed. That's awesome.
Yep. And also this weekend I had a tournament, came in first place in pickleball. So
Congratulations, Miss Audra.
yeah, I'm proud of that.
All you got to do is put Audra out there in a bowl full of vinegar and she becomes a pickle.
Good job, Audra.
Thanks.
I had a good open house. I had 10 people through. It was only supposed to be 10 or 12 to 4, and literally one person after another at 4 just kept coming through. So I was in the house till 6. So it's
Well,
like
now
a 12 to 6 open house.
I love it when that happens.
That's
actually
amazing.
one of my favorites. I love it when that happens.
Where was that one at, Marion?
It's kind of wild. It was in the tri-level townhouse. I was doing it for Emily.
That's awesome.
But yeah, it went live yesterday. So
What part of town is that in?
right off a river. Very
River
close, right
Beach.
across, basically across from I think it's called Riverwalk, but it's basically across from El Chara restaurant.
Yeah, it's
Cool.
well, just north of us. Wait, just what east of us.
Yeah.
Okay. Any other escrows this weekend? We got 4 out.
I got a
Potential-
backup offer accepted. So not an escrow. And then I do have some buyers under contract with a new build.
Nice. There's 5. There we go. What's the most important thing we do today?
Came to Zoom. Came to Rise and Thrive.
Oh, okay. The most important
Start our
thing you
day
did
off right.
this morning, right? Start our day off right. When does your day officially start?
As soon as my eyes open.
Right? And when does your day get off to the right start?
Ooh, I've
When
actually
you
never
set
been
the
asked that
intention.
Yesterday.
When you
Yes.
start focusing.
Ooh, good one, Mara.
Yesterday. Tell me more, Mara. It's almost like she's been on this call before.
You want us to get organized for the week yesterday so we can hit the ground running.
CEO Sunday.
CEO Sunday. How does it feel when you are prepared for the week? Do you get more or less done?
Way more.
Mhm.
Way more, not even a little bit more, way more.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay. Mental journey with me. All 18 of you are going on vacation starting Wednesday. How does today and tomorrow look?
Super chaotic and frantic.
Yeah,
Why?
I gotta
Because
get all the
this-
stuff done before
Yeah.
I go on vacation.
Right? We have this energy. It's like a superpower. Before we go on vacation, we're able to get all of the things we need to get done in a week done in 3 days or 2 days. Right? Why is that?
You're more purposeful.
Oh, purposeful.
like
That
that
word.
one.
It's an F word. I want you guys to come up with an F word for me.
Well, okay.
After.
My favorite one.
Pierce.
It's also a model of Ford vehicle.
Fusion?
Function. Focus. Look at us.
It is. Right? When we narrow our focus, are we bogged down by the shit that doesn't matter? No, we are
Whoa.
more purposeful. That's the next word there is purposeful. Right? We plan, we create focused energy, and we execute with purpose. That's why we're able to get so much done in a collapsed amount of time. It's the vacation energy, it's the focus, because you're like, I want to be on vacation. I want to do this. I want this life by design. And in order to do that, what do I need to do? I need to get XYZ done. And somehow, some way, you find a way to make it work. You're like, I don't know how I did it, but I got to the airport on time and all of my chores are done. Or I've identified the chores don't matter. How many of us cut things from our list when we have time collapse? Most of us, right? Oh, that doesn't matter. I don't need to do that. That's why we come into focus. You need to focus on the priorities that matter. It's not about having less time or not enough time. It's about having priorities. And that's why Sundays are so important. That's why Mondays are so important, and Tuesdays and Wednesdays, because it's not that we plan our entire week on Sunday. That's just part of it. It's Sunday is the check-in to the weekly plan. And the first of the month is the check-in to the monthly plan. And the first of the year is the check-in to the yearly plan. Because we build a life by design by creating focus around what we want to do and where we want to go. Without the focus, time collapse creates chaos. With focus, time collapse creates better focus. Our days become winning days when we're prepared to win. And sometimes that's as easy as, you know what? I got the right mindset on today. I woke up and I decided to have a good day. It's not a luck of the draw. It's not, oh, I woke up on the wrong side of the bed. Guess I get to be an asshole today. No. It's you woke up and you decided how you were going to act. There is a fine line between luck and timing. Usually they coincide with preparedness. Opportunities knock every day. They knock all the time. Hell, sometimes they call you up. And if you're prepared for them, it kind of seems like luck. But luck happens when your mindset's in the right place and you're able to say, you know what? I'm going to make today a great day.
You know, Dan, can I just say something really fast? I don't mean to interrupt you, but yesterday my daughter and I were talking about this exactly. And we were talking about how mindset is so big because there's people in my home that, you know, everything drives them crazy, or, you know, they don't have this or they don't have that. So that's why they're in a bad mood or blah, 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 whatever. And my daughter and I were sitting out in the front porch and we're like, it's all in your mindset. You can choose to be happy or sad. It's up to you, but it all starts in your mindset. That's a 19-year-old girl. Like, it just was really cool to listen to that and then hear this again. It's mindset is literally everything.
And that's why Monday we reset our mindsets. That's why Monday I want you guys to go and say, no matter what happened this weekend, if the weekend was a win or the weekend was a loss, I don't care. Because today, just like tomorrow, is a new opportunity. You can see what you have and don't have and be mad or happy. I have met millionaires that are miserable. And I have met those that can't rub two nickels together that couldn't stop smiling. We all know people that are happy with what they have. And we all know people who are not. They couldn't be happy if they had everything. What's the difference? How they were raised. 100% how there is nurture over nature, baby, every day. I can say that because I live it. But it all boils down to the decision. Am I going to have a good day or not? And in order for me to have a better day, I need to have a plan. In order for me to have a plan, I need to have a goal. In order for me to have a goal, I need to sit down and think about, what do I really want in life? What are my life by design pieces? Right? If you guys had $1 million right now, or in California, you can use a $5 million example. In Sierra Vista, you got 30 bucks. I want you guys to house, right? What does it look like? My dream home. Money's not an option, right? Are you just going to start building it? What are you going to do?
Plan.
Yeah, you're going to sit down and you're going to research. You're going to look at things. You're going to get an idea of things. You're like, do I want a curbless shower? Yeah, that's cool. Ooh, do I want a heated driveway? Yeah, that's cool. These are things that you may not know existed. So you take the time to research. You read a magazine or you look at a website. You get some inspiration, right? Anyone ever done that? Gone through and flipped through a builder's magazine or something and got some inspiration and you found something that you didn't know existed? You're like, man, I didn't know that existed. That's the power of focus. You're focused on finding new opportunities. You're focused on finding things that are going to change your mindset so that you can build a bigger life. So what you do is you talk to people. You go and you put yourself in rooms that scare you because you're the smallest fish in the pond. Go swim next to these whales and ask questions and find out what they're doing and living and how they're doing X, Y, and Z and what they've got in their bank accounts and their asset portfolios and all these things that they do. And you're like, I didn't know that was possible. I've got a friend that can spend $10,000 in a second, not blink an eye. And I got a friend that would rub 2 pennies together and make a decision on which one he was going to put in his left pocket and which one he was going to lie to you that he had. They look at things differently. They look at the world is abundant. There's so much opportunity. There's so much wealth. There's so much money to be had. And the other side of the coin, it's, oh, the rich take everything. That's a bad mindset. I was introduced to some pretty impactful people in my life that showed me the builder's guide to a better life. They pulled out the magazine and said, look, you can have this and you can do that. Did you know it's possible to become this? If you work hard for the next 5 years, you could have this, that, and another thing. If Kristen Cole were to sit me down 5 years ago and say, hey, in 5 years' time, you're going to be sitting in your truck on a laptop talking to 20 people about things that will scare them in life, but make them millionaires, I would have laughed at her. If Kristen Cole would have sat me down 5 years ago and said, you know what? In 5 years' time, you're going to be a broker of one of the highest production offices in Arizona. And people are going to call you and ask you questions all the time. And you're going to help solve problems for people that have been in this business for 40 years. And I'd laugh at her and say, no one trusts me. No one would do that. If Kristen Cole were to sit me down 5 years ago and say, you will have the opportunity to be an owner in multiple companies and generate income for yourself and your family for generations. I would have laughed at her and said, why me? But what she did is she sat me down and said, hey, I don't know what the next 5 years looks like, but I know there's more in life for you. All you need to do is show up and work. And I will make sure every door that I can possibly open for you gets opened. All you need to do is believe it can happen and show up and do the work. 5 years ago, my life looked nothing like it did now. And in 5 years' time, I'm going to have a different blueprint as well, because it's going to continue to grow. But it's not because I had a plan, because my plan 5 years ago was too small. My plan 5 years ago did not involve most of you. My world got big enough and it gave me opportunities for bigger things. And in those bigger things, I got opportunities for bigger people. But what Kristen Cole taught me is that you will meet people in your life that will show you some aha moments that make your focus change, because now my reticular activating system isn't on the flashy lifted trucks, even though, you know, I got one. I got me a lifted truck. Yeah, baby.
I'm not a fan of Fords, but it's a pretty nice truck.
It's because it's mine. It's not really that nice. It's just mine. I love it. But you know what? Now I'm looking for opportunities, and I'm looking at investments. I'm looking at stocks, and I'm looking at wealth management. I'm looking at the future, and I'm looking at, you know what? How can I die and leave so much money to my kids that they won't know what to do with it? That wasn't on my plan 5 years ago. So how could I have prepared for all that? I couldn't have. So how does your day get better? You decide to make it better. No matter what rough day you had yesterday, I ended it. No, I'm done. I'm not going to have another rough day. And I'm going to believe that something bigger is out there, and I'm going to work towards it, because it may not be something we can see. A life by design may not be something you can have tangible. But just like building a house, you're going to come up with ideas. You're going to come up with aspirations. You're going, oh, I want this feature, and I want that feature, and I want this. And as you're building it, it's going to change. And your mindset around it is going to change. As long as you find a way to stay positive, stay focused, and stay purposeful, you won't get distracted by things as much. That's how you make today a win. Is because when I am not feeling like doing things, I know that my future relies on me to take action. We're all drowning in this world. Some of us are drowning forward and reaching for the shoreline. What I want for every one of you is for you to want more for yourself. And in that, the actions that go along with it, the planning, the time blocking, the execution on things that you didn't know you were going to do, and the belief in yourself that you deserve a bigger life. Doesn't mean every one of you is going to be a millionaire like Jessica, driving her golden pink Jeep. Some of you just want comfort and ease, stability for others, and that's okay. That's your life by design. But if you don't adopt a mindset around it's possible, it's probable, it's going to happen, you're always going to see other people and be like, oh man, good for them. It must be nice.
Is.
Man, that's my favorite thing. Someone says, must be nice. It is. Oh, it must be nice to be able to go to Vegas on a whim. My sister 3 days ago. Oh, I didn't know you were in Vegas. Must be nice. It was. Oh, I didn't know you were going. You're right. Right? I don't tell you. I don't bring people in my life they're going to just bash on my decisions. Because, right? Just because they were born with you doesn't mean they belong with you. Just because they're the same, team doesn't mean they're going to stay on the same bus. The people that showed up with you when you got here may not be the ones that leave with you, including yourself. Would you believe me if I told you Dan from 5 years ago was a little different than Dan today? Mara and Robin can attest. Mara and Robin have been around me for a long time. They have seen growth and development. I still have a lot of rough edges that Mara is sanding down ever so gently.
We're all growing. Dan has grown. I appreciate you.
But that's part of it all, guys, is I had to leave who I was behind. And that's a big mindset change, is, you know what? Oh, that's how I've always done it. That's who I've always been. No. Who you've been is not going to service who you will become. Where you are going requires you to become a person that deserves to go there. Right? I have worked countless hours trying to stay the same version of me. And life has taken this big sledgehammer and said, nope, you're going to change, because I'm going to break these chains and I'm going to force change on you. It's not going to be gentle. It's not going to be calm. It's going to be violent. It's going to show up as a boss that pulls you in his office and says, hey, we don't want you anymore. You're fired. Kick rocks. It's going to look like a relationship that you thought was going to go to the distance that all of a sudden burned down overnight. It's going to look like everything you held on to stripped away from you in a violent panic, only to be given back tenfold 5 years later. A different color, a different sheen, a different address. But if I were the same person I was 5 years ago, I couldn't hold any of the things I have now. I'm not embarrassed to who I was 5 years ago, but I sure wish the guy 5 years before that would have started earlier. I turned 40 here in November. It's kind of a pivotal point in my life. Not quite to my midlife crisis. I plan on dying at 112, so I got a few more years before I'm buying a Corvette and a few 100 pounds to lose. But I'll tell you, every single day I pull into the office, if you were in the parking lot with me, as soon as I get out of my car, you will hear me say the words, we're going to make today a great day. Or some variant of that. Some days I'm more vulgar because I'm amped up. I listen to some rock music or something and I say something a little bit more colorful, but it's always around the same things. I'm going to make today a win. I don't care what it is. And there are some days that the universe challenges that decision. And it pushes me to really go back to my core and say, you know what? I am not a reactive person. I am a patient, thoughtful, purposeful person. This will not break me. This will not beat me. This will only make me better. And there are some days that I have to cancel my day because I am just not fit for human consumption. We've all had days like that, right? Dan is not available right now. He will hurt your feelings. Come back tomorrow when he's found a little bit more center. But it's all preparing yourself for the future that you want. So if I ever ask you again, how do you know your day is going to be a win? Because you decided to make it one.
Mm-hmm.
Tire things are won and lost before you ever step on the field. Victims always find a victimhood. Always. Man, so easy to be a victim. It's so easy to be the butt of everyone's jokes. It's so easy to be the target. So easy, right? The world is out to get me. Oh man, I have such bad luck. You don't have bad luck. You have a bad mindset. The world's not out to get you. You're just focused on all the things wrong in your life. I challenge you to change your focus. It's really hard to breathe if you keep holding your head underwater. And you're the only one doing it. But if you want to go somewhere bigger this week, which is going to turn into a bigger month, which is going to turn into a bigger year, what version of you needs to show up? What mindset are you going to carry forward? And what mindset are you going to leave behind? I was on vacation. I use that word very loosely. I was on a 3-day weird marathon in Vegas. Speed walking marathon. It's not as bad as Disney. I'll give my wife that. She doesn't do Disney speed on me in Vegas. But you guys know I struggle with my son Sky because him and I butt heads so bad. So 3 days captive with just him and Stone, man. I was ready for battle. And then I kept reminding myself, he responds to how you respond. He flared a couple of times and I just kept it calm. My usual response would be flare back because you don't get bold around me. I out-bully you. Well, that doesn't work, right?
Yeah.
Ego doesn't match ego. It never works.
Mhm.
You know what? When I approached it differently and I came with a better mindset and I looked at things differently, the entire weekend was different because of how I let my mind adopt a different belief system. Being a stepdad's hard.
Mhm.
It's being really hard when your son has oppositional defiance disorder. It's even harder when he's got ADHD, OBD, and he's just a general jackass.
And a teenager.
I wasn't going to add that in there, but you can throw that in the soup too. But I'll tell you, had I had approached it with my mindset from a year ago or 2 years ago, if you guys remember some of those stories when we went to Hawaii, I almost left his ass in the mountain. I'm going to throw him in a volcano. But had I approached it with the same mindset, I would have not had a very good trip. And him and I would have had an even more fractured relationship. But just one simple change. And that was me saying, you know what? I'm not going to let him get to me. I'm going to counteract everything he does so that I can make sure he has a good time. Wasn't about me. And believe it or not, he had a great time. He was the best behaved he's ever been.
Mhm.
And if you have ADHD, you understand what Vegas does to you.
Yeah.
It is putting a squirrel on cocaine
Hmm.
and then giving it Adderall and a stun gun. But you want to know? I let him live in his space. I let him be himself. And it was all because of my mindset that I allowed me to approach it differently, that it became a win. And I didn't get arrested for throwing a kid off the sphere. And I actually look forward to going to the next time with him. All of this to say, guys, that your mindset is the most important thing that you strap on in the morning. The moment you wake up, the moment you open your eyes, if you open your eyes and you're like, oh, I'm grumpy, I'm going to have a bad day, I guarantee you are. Right? Today's going to be a rough day. Yep. But if you wake up and say, you know what? I don't care what today brings, I'm going to make it a win. You will find the win. So, my win is that you guys all made it today. Let's have more of that. Show up for yourself today, shall you?
Yes.
Was today worth your time?
Yes.
Yes, sorry, Bob.
Christina, where you at now? You still in Texas?
No, God, no, thank goodness. We're in Colorado, technically, I think still. We'll be in Wyoming a little later today.
What part of Colorado?
Dan, reminder, we have a CE tomorrow.
That was a lot at one time. CO tomorrow, and just said
CE
something.
class tomorrow. noon to 4 or something like that. 1 to
Is it
4?
Zoom? Is it
Free
on Zoom?
CE in Tucson, 1 to 4.
In person only, sorry. They
Heck
don't
yeah.
do Zoom CEs.
We
All
need
right.
stuff like that down here.
Okay. Mara, they need stuff down in Sierra Vista. CE classes.
Heard ya.
She's the one. She's doing a great job orchestrating this, guys. So please, CE tomorrow, 1 o'clock to 4 o'clock. Please come to the Tucson office. Free CE. You need it. It's on disclosure, right?
Correct. And new builds.
Wait,
Oh,
Mara, did
oh.
you say it is on Zoom or no?
No.
No, sorry, in person.
Yeah, CE is very hard to do on Zoom.